Tonight I'm gonna show you something. Make you believe.
So I posted on Facebook to see who my Facebook besties, who their favorite scream queens are from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So a lot of the answers that I got were from the 80s. A lot of us are Gen X, I'm guessing. So I decided to break this video up into 80s, 90s, 2000s, and even 70s. I was a kid in the 80s, so a lot of these women are burned into my subconscious. Starting off with number 10, we've got Danielle Harris. She starred in such movies as Halloween 4 and 5 when she was a child actor, playing the role of Jamie Loy, facing off against Michael Myers. As a child actor, she was very believable in that role. I really felt bad for her in the movie. Later on through the years, she went on to do more horror movies. One of the most notable also is Urban Legend, and there's a meme going around with her in her dorm room looking at a computer, and it says something about her looking at Rotten.com in the 90s. That's pretty funny. She's also faced off against Victor Crowley in the Hatchet series, not to mention that she was in the Rob Zombie Halloween remake, which I've never gotten through, so I don't really remember much about that movie, but I think I remember an Alice Cooper poster on a bathroom wall or something like that. Number 9, we've got Ashley Lawrence. Her most known role is playing Kirsty Cotton in 1987's Hellraiser movie. She did go on to do other Hellraiser sequels, except those weird ones with the weird pinhead. I don't think she's in those. I don't remember, but I don't think so. Other notable movies that she went on to do in horror is 1994's Lurking Fear, which is a Full Moon production movie. And also she did Warlock 3, which Julian Sands wasn't in that one, so it's definitely not my favorite. Number 8, we've got Karen Black. And I almost didn't put her on this list because more of her bigger horror movies were in the 70s and the 90s, so there's only a couple in the 80s that she's really known for, but everybody was voting for her. She's most known for the 1975 Trilogy of Terror, and my favorite movie, 1976, is Burnt Offerings. She went on to do other movies. Like I said, it's very limited as far as 80s movies. I did watch one of her 1985 movies called Eternal Evil, and it's on Tubi, and it's definitely dated as far as the music, so I don't know about you guys, but the older I get and I hear certain types of music or sounds in movies, it kind of really puts me off. And this only happened in the last 10 years with 70s movies and 80s movies, maybe some of the 90s too. It's, I don't know what that's all about, but Eternal Evil is about astral projection and killing. The most recent thing that she's known for, and you'll see a theme and pattern here with these scream queens, is she played Mother Firefly in 2003's House of a Thousand Corpses, which is probably really the only Rob Zombie movie that I like personally. I do like Lords of Salem, and she also went on to do that character in 2005 Devil's Rejects. The reason Karen Black stands out is because she almost seems, as a person, as her own character as a person. So when she's on the screen, it's just very, very intense character typically when she plays a role in a movie. Number 7, we have Amanda Wyss. I don't know if I'm saying her last name right because I've heard it pronounced all kinds of different ways, so I'm just gonna go with that. One of her actual first roles, I think it was Fast Times at Ridgemont High, but also Nightmare on Elm Street as Tina Gray. So that was a really creepy scene. She's actually one of my favorite characters. She's in a couple of my favorite vampire movies of all time. She's in a lesser known vampire movie. I don't know hardly anybody that knows about these movies, but she played Celia the Vampire in To Die For. I believe that came out in 1987. And then the follow-up, Son of Darkness, I think part 2. One of my favorite vampires, very inspiring to me.
Hi.
Listen, you fat fuck. Get out of my face. Excuse me.
Number 6, and this is an actress I haven't thought about in like a very long time, and I don't know, everything I've ever seen her in, she's been great, and that is Patricia Arquette. Did get a lot of votes on her, so I was like, wow, I completely forgot about her. And her most notable role, usually people that mostly watch horror movies, would be playing Kristen Parker in the 1987 A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 Dream Warriors. And you know you're hearing that song in your head right now. She went on to play other horror movies and horror adjacent movies such as 1994's Ed Wood, which that's an excellent movie, 1997's Lost Highway with Bill Pullman, and a really good modern possession type of weird movie, 1998 Stigmata. So those are all great, and definitely had to add her to the list. Number 5, we've got Adrienne Barbeau. One of her most known roles is from the 1980 movie The Fog as character Stevie Wayne, which that's what I mainly remember her from. She also went on to play more horror movies, such as Swamp Thing in 1982. I know it's not a horror movie, but Escape from New York in 1981, which is one of my favorite movies. She was in The Thing playing the voice of the chess computer. I know that until I started researching for this video. So 1982's Creepshow. The recent movie I've seen her in is, and it has a lot of old stars in it, called Hellblazers. It's from 2022. And Bruce Dern, Billy Zane, and Tony Todd's in this movie. It's actually a really awesome movie, so check that out if you haven't seen that. Number 4, we've got Dee Wallace. She's most known for her role Karen White in the 1981's The Howling, which is what I remember her from. She plays a news reporter that goes where she probably shouldn't have went and faces off with some werewolves. Uh-oh. Her notable roles that she's played is Lynn in the 1977 Hills Have Eyes movie. Also, I didn't remember this until I was like researching it, but she was in Cujo, so like I completely forgot about that. So that's a 1983 movie about a rabid dog. And of course, she was also in a Rob Zombie movie, Halloween and The Lords of Salem, and just multiple Rob Zombie movies. If you're a fan of his movies, you've seen her. 3, The Woman with the Eyes, Meg Foster. Most known for her role playing Holly Thompson in 1988's They Live. Co-starring Rowdy Roddy Piper. She went on to do other horror and fantasy roles, 1989's Stepfather 2. So she was in Lords of Salem too. Jeepers Creepers 3. And also, guess what? She was in Hellblazers, so. And also, while I was researching for this video, there's an adaptation from 1980 of Sleepy Hollow that she played Katrina in. So I have never even heard of that movie, I don't think. So I would definitely have to check that one out. And number 2, we all know her, we all love her. She keeps Lovecraft alive, and that's Barbara Crampton. Most known, and what I first remember seeing her in, is playing Megan in the 1985 Reanimator. She went on to do other horror movies such as 1986 Chopping Mall and From Beyond, 1989's Puppet Master, Trancers 2, Castle Freak, and also in the remake of Castle Freak that was more recently. One of her most recent movies that came out in 2022, it is Lovecraft inspired as well, and it is starring Barbara Crampton and also Heather Graham. Definitely an interesting movie to check out. I did do a review on it earlier this year. I know I sound negative in it, but I did really like it a lot, so. Okay, number 1. And the reason she's number 1 is because the amount. I mean, Barbara Crampton does rival, almost, to this star, this scream queen of all time, in the amount of horror movies that she's been in. And that is Linnea Quigley. Most notable role is playing Trash in 1985's The Return of the Living Dead. Nobody can forget that role. That is an awesome movie too, by the way, if you haven't seen it. She's also in 1988 Night of the Demons, which that is an awesome, awesome movie. And it does have the dated vibe to it, like I was talking about, like the music, but it's fine. She was also in Witch Trap and also in 1984's Silent Night, Deadly Night, which for some reason when I was a kid, I really thought that movie was scary, but as an adult, I'm like, why did I even get scared about this? She actually has like way too many movies to name. I think recently she did an appearance on Joe Bob Briggs' show on Shudder, and she's looking really good for her age. Good for her. So is both her and Barbara Crampton. Wow. Two excellent actresses. Love them. Okay, honorable mention, Jamie Lee Curtis. We all know that she's the OG Scream Queen. Sometimes she steals the thunder from these other ladies. I feel everybody focuses on Jamie Lee Curtis. She's not on the list because I wanted to at least put somebody that's not as mega commercially popular as Jamie Lee Curtis, but I didn't want to leave her out. So there she is. So a lot of these are ranked from the popularity of who got voted, who got mentioned in the comments the most on that Facebook post, and also my own biases. So let me know, did I miss any excellent actresses on this list that you feel should have definitely been on the list? Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you have any ideas for any future videos, let me know in the comments as well. Definitely appreciate hearing from you guys. You guys are the best. Thanks again for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one.